My name is Michael Beckford, and I am an Amazon.com best-selling author that loves to travel a lot. I'm a father of one beautiful young daughter and an activist. I published my first book when I was 18 years old and never looked back since. I love the art of publishing and writing. It's a gift that God has given to me. With over 21 books to my name, I know a thing or two about writing and publishing books. I met a countless amount of people throughout the U.S. in my travels that are interested in writing a book, but they just don't know where to start. So, here is my new channel, Let's Get Published, to help people focus in on publishing their books with both the winning attitude and highlighting other authors that are successful and those that are just getting started. This channel is all about the doers, not the procrastinators. So let's get published. In today's episode of Let's Get Published, we're going to get into the hard task of finding a good editor. Yes, good editors are really hard to find out there. We're going to get right into it. All right. So in discovering book genres, we're going to take you right back to redsea.com on their blog. You know, Redsea is a great resource for you guys as writers. There's also another good resource on Facebook called 50 Books to 20K. I'm actually a part of that group. That's a great resource for writers as well. But if you're confused about what type of genre your book should be in, this is definitely a helpful website for you. It lists the popular 35 genres. Some say there's 50. Honestly, if you go on Amazon, there is tons and tons of genres that are out there. When it comes down to genres and categories that your book, subcategories that your books can be a part of. So right now I'm just going to go, just for the sake of this particular lesson, let's just go to fiction. Fiction is my main bread and butter. That's what I love to write. So we're going to go through kind of some fiction genres here. And as you can see, you got fantasy, very popular. You know, you think about books like Lord of the Rings. You got science fiction is a genre, dystopian, action and adventure, mystery. I love mystery books and movies. Horror, not a big fan of horror books or movies personally. But hey, if that's what you write, that's what you write. You have thriller and suspense. I write a little bit of that from time to time, but not necessarily in the horror category of thriller and suspense. Then you have historical fiction, romance, women's fiction, LGBTQ+. I write in that particular genre as well. Contemporary fiction, literary fiction, and you've started to find that some of these categories kind of start getting, could be kind of lumped up with each other in a sense. As the list keeps going down. Now, let's go look for some non-fiction genres, all right? So, as we see here, nonfiction, you guys already know, of course, fiction is a book story that's not real, and nonfiction is a story that is real. Here we got first thing first, memoir and autobiography, biography, food and drink, art and photography, self-help, history, travel, true crime, humor.
Education is fundamental. People will pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for an education. Let's Get Published takes the guesswork out of publishing a book within 90 days or less at a fraction of the cost.
Essays and religion and spirituality, humanities and social sciences, parents and families, science and technology, children's books. I have a children's book as well. And, the list can go on when it comes down to figuring out what type of genre for your book. Now, here's the thing you have to know that's not necessarily on this website or any other place. You have to know what is it that you are writing. Okay? Let's pause. You have to know what it is that you're writing and who you are writing for. If it's a story about your life, then what does it fall under? Yes, you got it right. It falls under a biography. But if it's a story about Peter Pan, what does that fall under? Of course, it falls under fiction. Okay? So figure out, first of all, is your book fiction or nonfiction? And then secondly, who exactly do you want to read your book? Do you want a politician to read your book? Do you want a little girl to read your book? Do you want a little boy to read your book? Do you want a grown man? Who does your book apply to? Or are you writing a book about traveling during the COVID? Who knows? Only you know. And like I said, Amazon, of course, has a tons and tons and tons of categories that's on there when you find through Amazon. But right here just kind of gives you an outline of some of the basic.
This episode of Let's Get Published is sponsored by 5 Minutes with Mike, our news, our voice, our issues. A channel by yours truly, Michael D. Beckford. 5 Minutes with Mike is available right here on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts such as Amazon, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. 5 Minutes with Mike. That's 5 Minutes with Mike. Our news, our voice, our issues.